Hey guys, what's up? We are here. We're doing a little video after action report of the first ever NRL Hunter match. I'm here with Chaz McCrander, Heartland Harvester, the epic, the infamous, the notorious Heartland Harvester now. I mean, wow, what an amazing weekend.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We, hit a very tight window in weather and literally got the optimal conditions to spend a few days outside in February in Nebraska.
It was, I mean, not even just February, it was probably the most beautiful day I have ever seen in Nebraska. And I've been coming here, I've been coming here for what, 4 or 5 years now or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. The sun was out, the snow was fresh for the most part. It was, people had to shed layers.
Yeah.
It was very beautiful. And the location, an old, you said it was an old rock mine, a quarry or something of that nature?
Yeah, there was that particular part of the property that we were shooting on is not an old rock quarry, but just on the other side of it, like the backdrop that we were shooting into was definitely an old rock quarry.
I mean, we had trees, we had rocks, we had some high angle type stuff, shooting down into a little bit,
Yeah.
Quite a variety of different terrain options.
Yeah.
It was an amazing match. You did a phenomenal job. The thought and effort that went into this was spectacular. For everybody that wasn't here and able to watch or participate in the match, what were some of your favorite takeaways from this weekend?
So putting the match together, like you said, there was a lot of thought that we put into it. We really tried to design stages around certain parts of the property to where you might be able to see the targets just fine from standing and assume that you can get a prone shot at it. But then when you might have been able to get a prone shot at the first 2 or 3 targets in a stage, but once you get down there and you're on the clock and you're already settled into your position, you realize that, that second target or that 4th target's not engageable from here, so I'm going to have to move or do something, whether it's get up off my belly to a seated position off of a pack or a tripod, or in some cases even standing to be able to get a clear shot or a clear line of sight to the targets. So we designed the match around trying to make shooters do that on a lot of stages, and it was just really fun to watch the match go. Yes. And see guys get in that spot and go, crap, I can't see it from here and I'm gonna have to get up. So it kind of breaks their little stage plan. I mean, they're line stages, so it's not like they have a whole lot of plan coming in, but by the time they find the targets and range them and get all that stuff written down, and they're kind of looking at where the shooting area is, they are doing a plan. And it's tough to make a plan in 4 minutes, and it's even tougher to revamp a plan when you're towards the end of that 4 minutes. So it worked out pretty good. It was really satisfying to watch that happen. And
right?
Watch the gears grind and watch people problem solve on the clock.
It's funny because you think 4 minutes, and it seems like an eternity, but it really isn't. I mean, that time goes by super fast, and it's funny because as you're saying that, I was kind of giggling inside a little bit. And there's a stage we were watching a competitor. I won't say his name. We were watching a competitor, and he was trying to build a position on stage 1.
Okay.
And he decided, which was you had the option to shoot off of a fallen tree at different targets or whatever. And he decided that he wanted to use a rear tripod as a rear support, and a bag as a front support on the tree branch.
Yep.
And every time he put his rifle up, something would fall over.
Yeah.
The tripod would fall, or his bag would fall, and then he'd get that situated, and then the front bag would fall, and then he'd fix that, and then this. And it's funny because part of the rules is you have to carry whatever you start all the way through.
Yep.
Start with all your gear. And it was after that stage you saw he quickly became a little bit more minimalistic.
Yeah.
he shot very well all weekend, but sometimes less is more.
Yep, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you don't know that until you try it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it hurts, and sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, a lot of these competitors that have been shooting long-range matches in the past, it was fun watching them try to figure out how to do things on their own, because it's almost like they got lost without being told exactly how to engage the target.
Yeah, you know, so for me as a competitor in the race gun NRL series, one of the big things that I do prior to getting up on a stage is I spend many minutes just sitting there on my glass practicing my transition with my binoculars from, okay, so target 1's down here, target 2's up and to the right, target 3, it's about, you know, 10 o'clock over from there, and then we've, you know, target 4 or 5, you know, they're straight out from there. And so I memorize that the transition that I'm doing, and I practice finding those transitioning from target to target to target with my glass. And so when you get down behind the rifle, it's pretty easy to do. And, you know, there were definitely some stages that we purposefully designed in this to where when you get to the sighting pin and see your outer limit markers, it might be easy to find your target array in those situations. But then once you get down on the ground into the shooting position, everything looks different.
It changes completely.
And then we'd have them just move 5 feet. And there were situations where they're shooting through literally a window between 2 tree trunks. You know, the trees might be 50 yards apart, but in the direction that you're firing from the shooting position to the target, you know, there's might only be a 6 to 12 inch gap. And so you find those targets in that position and you engage them, and then you got to move just 3 or 4 feet over, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal, but in 3 or 4 feet, you know, you don't know which trees you're looking in between anymore. And
Right.
so it's very satisfying as a match director to I guess design situations like that that are going to mess with people mentally or physically during a stage.
And it's crazy because everybody, I don't think I've heard anything negative at all, but everybody loved the Course of Fire, how challenging it was, how physical it was. This was a much more physical match than we've seen in the past because of running from your staging area to your shooting position.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part was 30 plus yards, right? Which doesn't seem far, but when you're doing that 18 times and
In
you're
6 to 10 inches of snow.
in 6 to 10 inches of snow,
Yeah.
and you're doing it quick. I'd never, I mean, since 2014 when I started playing this game, I've never seen personally 18 stages in one day.
Yeah, I haven't either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought that was just going to be I was really hoping to get through 12, and about the time we served lunch, everybody was on their 10th, 11th, 12th stage. and
Right.
We decided to just go for it and hammer it out, which was good because I actually didn't look at the weather forecast for today.
Oh, you didn't even know?
Well, the last time I had looked at it, it said it was going to be high of 36 and there was like a 30% chance of snow. I didn't realize, well, last night I guess when I looked at it, there was a 70% chance of snow, but I didn't look at the accumulation. I didn't realize we were going to get 4 to 6 inches
Right.
over in the early morning on Sunday. So it worked out really well.
It did.
Worked out really well.
The bonus stage, people didn't realize it, but the bonus stage was driving from your hotel to the award ceremony this
Right.
morning. I
Yeah.
mean, it was
Yeah, the survival stage.
right?
Trying to pare down the people walking the prize table.
So this match was the first ever NRL Hunter match, and you set the bar very high. You know, and I can't reiterate, and this isn't just me saying this. This is every competitor that I've talked to this weekend. Last night we were at the Airbnb with a bunch of guys that we're sharing the house with. And they were just on their phones with buddies, everybody calling in and asking, how was it? And what'd you think of this? And it was nothing but positive comments.
Awesome.
And a lot of people disappointed that they didn't come.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
as well you should be.
you guys have really missed out on a epic match. I mean, yeah, there was some nasty weather forecasted, but it was like we said originally, it was one of the most beautiful days I've seen out here personally. Today would have been a little bit different, but we would have, you know, if it had to shoot today, we could have done it a little bit later because right now it's beautiful outside.
Yep.
But it was a fantastic match. But saying that, what would you have changed, or would you have changed anything?
You know, at this point, I don't know what I would change. You know, since this is the only one that I've seen.
Right.
There were a lot of good suggestions. A lot of them kind of revolved around target identification and being able to locate the targets. And it's like, well, yeah, I get that that's a little bit tough on that stage, but we're trying to replicate, you know, real world practical application of a precision rifle, and in this particular league, specifically around hunting, and that is hunting.
Right.
And so, while those, you know, complaints are, there's things that, and I wouldn't call them complaints, but constructive criticism. And when we went to the bar and grill last night after the match, there was, you know, probably 5 to 10 people that shot the match that I was very eager to go ask them, okay, what can I do better?
Right.
Because I haven't been in this sport as a competitor forever, and there's a lot of guys that came and shot this match that I personally respect, and I really value their opinion, and I wanted to get in their ear as soon as I could and be able to find out what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, what they would change while it was fresh in their memory. Because I don't have all the answers. I'm definitely not the best at anything that I do. But I think if there's anything I do well, it's find people that are good at things and ask those people the right questions. So there's probably not a whole lot I could change. And yeah, like you said, the feedback that we got was overwhelmingly ecstatically positive.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about, you know, the constructive criticism of targets being hard to find, I mean, you're absolutely right. This is the Hunter Series, and we're not going to tell you where the targets are. They're blind stages. The whole point is for you to learn how to find targets better, faster, range, and engage them. That's the whole point of this. Yeah. If we just put targets out, you know, randomly in an open field and didn't try to make it, you know, challenging, then we would have got the reverse side. Well, it was a little bit too easy. Well,
somebody was saying like, oh, you should put a sign next to every target, and it's like, God, you guys are lucky there's a sign next to any of the targets.
Right. I've never been on a hunt or never filmed a hunt where an elk or a deer is holding up a sign. Here I am.
So I do know of a hunt where the animal that you're hunting is painted, but that's like a black rhino conservation hunt in Africa, and they want to make sure that you shoot the old one that's on the edge of his breeding age so that they can actually pay people to guard the rest of them from poachers, you know?
Right.
And I think they paint like a big orange dot on the black rhino. No clue how they do that, but there's a black rhino hunt that gets auctioned off at the Dallas Safari Club convention every year, and that's how you do it.
I don't know of any Western hunt.
Nothing in these states, that's for sure.
Unless there's some kids out there messing with it.
But no, and it was a relief to get it done, and then, you know, to have everybody enjoy it. You know, my partner Jake Jensen and I, while we're setting this thing up, I mean, we were definitely conscious about this is the first one out of the gate, and if I mean, the series, if we didn't put the effort in, you know, it could potentially hurt the rest of the series. And other match directors that don't really have anything to do with this might suffer if we didn't put in the work to try and make it awesome. So we were really trying to do our best to to set a pretty high standard, I guess. I don't know.
You did. You did a great job. I honestly, again, I don't know right now off the top of my head of anything that I would say to change, competition wise.
Yeah, and literally the other one was, well, if you had more space to work with. It's like, well, if you get me a stretcher that can stretch, 100 acres into 800 acres, we'll take it.
But and see that's the thing. There's always a pro and a con, right? If we had more space, all of those guys that were saying, "Dang, I'm sore today," would have been dying today,
right?
Because they would have had to hike further away.
Yep, absolutely.
And hiking in 6 inches, 8 inches of snow. That's sore.
Yeah, between 18 stages nonetheless.
Right. So if we spread it another half a mile,
yeah,
everyone would have been, sore as heck.
Yeah.
We could have sold ibuprofen and icy hot pads to everybody.
Yeah. Well, the age of some of these guys, it's probably probably appropriate.
Okay, so let's talk about rifle classes. Open heavy, open light, factory.
Yeah.
Which was your favorite to watch, if you can recall?
I would say probably the open light, just because, kind of, if you're into sports cars or something like that, you like seeing the difference between the models and brands and things like that. And so me personally, I'm a fan of rifles, and I like seeing the different custom rifles out there. So being able to see these rifles that were set up with a super solid scope that by itself weighs 40 ounces.
Right.
And knowing that they were able to put a 40-ounce scope on top of any rifle and still have it come in under 12 pounds, I thought that was pretty cool. And custom actions, they're designed to be beat, so they're a little bit beefier. They're not designed to be super lightweight. So I really like the open light class from that aspect, because everything in precision rifle shooting is a compromise.
Right.
It's you can get the really expensive glass, but you might pay for it in weight, or you get one that's just absolutely rugged, and you could pound in your tent poles with it if you wanted. But there's always a trade-off for weight. So watching and seeing what kind of trade-offs guys are willing to make as competitors, I thought was pretty interesting.
That's true. So this weekend, as you guys know, we have the NRL Hunter Loaner Rifle Program. And one of the competitors, because we weren't planning to shoot all 18 stages in one day, he had left his ammo back at his hotel like 45 minutes away or something of that nature.
Yeah.
He had voiced his concern when we were taking our lunch break. I mean, we did 18 stages and a 45-minute lunch break.
Yeah.
But during the lunch break, he came up and said he was done because something had happened to his scope. So we were like, no, finish the match. We're going to give you this Bergara rifle with the Bushnell optic and some ammo to shoot, right? Yeah. And he was just having fun, so we gave that to him. And the cool part was he went from a open light rifle, right, and was used to a box magazine, and it had set up for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it only had like 10 rounds to zero down. It was a fresh barrel, everything brand new. And he was shooting stages, and I was watching him pulling ammo out of his pocket and top loading it and hitting first round impacts.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this guy is having so much fun.
Yeah.
And he's had struggles, with his rifle today or whatever. And now he's shooting this, and he's having so much fun, and is just really in the spirit of what this match or what this series is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the highlights. And then another one was that this is a first. I guess it's everybody's first match, right? Because it's the first NRL Hunter.
Sure.
But his first real match.
Yeah.
Right. A 2-day match or centerfire match. And I watched a friend of ours. I think he got like 3 first-round impacts on the stage.
Oh, awesome.
And it was one of his first or second stage or something of the day. and we just high five and then hugging and like, oh my God, I can't believe you hit that. And
Yeah.
you know, it's those moments that not only did I experience, but I was able to watch other people experience.
Right.
You know, the excitement and passion of I hit that first round.
Yeah, it's so rewarding.
It is.
And you know, it is one of those things with this sport that if you've never tried it, people think that it's just you know, being able to your average person hitting a target of any size at 400 yards or, you know, a quarter mile seems just completely outrageous, and then you put them down behind a rifle and then they do it and they're like, wow, I just, you know, it's a fascinating thing. And I mean, I've been fascinated by that you can take just a tiny little thing the size of a pencil eraser and send it way over there and be able to direct where it's going. You know, it's like that. I don't know, Nugent talks about the mystical flight of the arrow, you know, and it's like I've kind of always had that amazement with the bullet, and it is neat. Watching people experience that for the first time, and then opening their eyes to the fact that, listen, it's not something amazing, and it's not something that not everybody could do. You just need the right mentors, and
Yes.
that's what is great about this sport is meeting people to mentor you through your journey of learning how to do this and assemble the components together and experience the success.
Absolutely, and part of that this weekend, which I think was a huge contributing factor to the success of this, is the train up that you and Isaiah Curtis did the day before. And we were able to walk, I don't know, 20 or so of the competitors through that train up and give them an idea of how it's supposed to flow and some of the rules and challenges that they were going to see so that they could come out and have fun. And that train up was highly successful, and a lot of people, it opened their eyes to what this is going to be, because this is unlike any other precision rifle match out there.
Yep, definitely.
So
Definitely.
it was a ton of fun.
I had a blast. Very, very rewarding weekend for me.
Yes, it was.
Being able to see everything come together, seeing everybody enjoy it, have fun, and it makes every single minute that you stressed, every single minute that you worked on it completely worth it.
Yep. Absolutely, and I can't thank you enough for being the first.
Yeah, well,
It's not easy being the first. You did it, you stepped up, you said, I'm going to do it in what's traditionally some of the harshest weather in the country, as far as in February. I know I got stuck a couple of times this weekend.
yeah, you
Quite
should
a
have
few
been down
people
here
did.
setting up.
But man, I had a ton of fun. I don't know if we're going to keep doing this in February or if we're going to move it or whatever, but I really liked these conditions.
This was perfect.
I know it's a lot of hard work to do it and to set up in these conditions, but I can't wait to see what the mad scientist in your head is thinking up of for next season, because I'm super excited.
Yeah, either way, it'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
So
I
thanks,
appreciate
Travis.
you, brother.
Appreciate
Come on,
you,
man.
Always good
You
seeing
guys did awesome.
Yep.
You guys did awesome. Thank you so
Good.
much. You guys, thanks for watching. I know it was a little bit rambling on and whatnot, but we don't get to see each other very often, man.
Sorry for the rambling.
Oh, both of us, right?
Yeah.
You guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. The match video will be out soon. We have a ton of matches coming up, nrlhunter.org. Go check out the website and sign up for a match. I don't guarantee much, but I'm almost willing to guarantee that you'd have a good time, or at the very least learn something. And definitely can't wait to see you guys at a match. I appreciate your time, Chaz. To you, your family, your entire team, thank you so much.
No
You guys
problem.
did a phenomenal job.
No problem. It was our pleasure. Our pleasure.
All right, you guys, be safe, keep shooting. We'll see you all at a match. Take care.
Bye.